Yeah, yeah, I'm back, man. This time we about to review, or not review, react to this clip from Joe Rogan podcast from dude Oliver Anthony, I believe his name is, that went viral for his song, Richmond, north of Richmond. Ironically, that nigga from around here. Um, I heard the song one time. Maybe, I don't know, did I? I heard the clip. I think I heard the clip of it. I didn't hear the whole song. I'm sorry. I'm lying. I seen what was on Instagram. But so it was like a country type, you know what I mean? I think he's from Fairfax. I'm not sure. But let's just get into the story real quick. Shout out to everybody in VA. You know I got to do this one. Shout out Joe Rogan, too.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
And you're going to have to deal with that soon. Because I guarantee you, there's going to be some people that are making some CGI.
Oh, there are.
AI.
There already
are. Out there?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
What is that? I'm sure there are.
Yeah, I haven't kept up with a lot just because, I'm doing so. Anything social media related right now, or any internet presence I have right now is coming from me off the phone, just like before everything blew up. So I haven't invested the time to like look at everything circulating. But people like friends and family have sent me stuff, and some of it's pretty funny. But they've got all these different AI remixes of the song with different voices and overlaid different faces and all, and it's funny to see where it's going to go. You know,
that is funny. Yeah, you're gonna have to deal with that. My daughter sent me some advertisement. She goes, "Did you do this advertisement?" I'm like, "Nope."
Yeah.
Nope, that's not really my voice.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
it is my
the
voice.
day after the day after things blew up, one of the towing companies had an ad on Facebook that had it wasn't really me, but it was a red beard and like the side profile of sunglasses looking out the window. I'm like, okay,
how dare you?
I guess I've made it anyway. That's when I realized like people are already ripping things off. And what's crazy is like every shirt that I've worn anywhere in public, there's a organization that I'm not like officially related to or in any way have done anything with, but it's a friend of a friend in the neighborhood. It's called Nets with Vets, and they take out veterans with PTSD and let them go deep sea fishing. And so he asked me last minute just to wear his shirt at one of the concerts. And do you know now there's like 1,500 listings online for counterfeit Nets with Vets shirts? And so the organization reached out like, hey, are you like making shirts, ripping us off? And it's like, it's not me. So it's like, it's a weird thing. But yeah, I've already experienced a lot of that stuff. Not so much on the AI side, but just, I don't know, the internet's just such a rowdy place, you know?
Oh, it's so rowdy. The world's a rowdy place.
It is, and maybe people bring their best and their worst on the internet. Like I've always tried to stay off social media as much as possible, but I've learned very quickly that like Twitter and Facebook and stuff like you see comments and feedback from people, both overwhelmingly positive that maybe you wouldn't get in a personal conversation, but also like overwhelmingly negative too. You know, people just use that as a vent. They just take whatever seething hatred they have inside of them. They're like, oh, I'm getting that guy with it. You know,
if you had a song just about love that resonated like that, it would be almost impossible to hate you. But you have a song where you're talking about how people are fed up with shit, and it obviously resonated. I mean, I've seen songs go viral, but that's pretty bananas, son. your shit went to the moon right away.
That's crazy.
And God, I'm not sure who sent it to me.
That is crazy how fast like something can go viral, bro. Like, and listen, let me see how many views that song got from this guy. Let me see. I think Gucci was even talking about he wanted to fucking sign this dude. Let me see how many subscribers this dude got. This nigga got 167 subscribers. Let me see how many views the song got. I need to hit this nigga up. If he from around here, I need to hit him up. We need to do the interview. This shit got 6 million views in 7 days. He went viral the first day. That nigga went viral the first, and they said that was his. He's the first artist ever to enter the charts after drop on Wow. How you say it? He's the first artist ever to enter the charts, dropping his first ever song to enter and independent, because the nigga's not signed to. He's probably signed now. I'm pretty sure, or he's in talks right now. But yeah, man, we need to have a conversation. Let me see. Let me play this. I'm gonna try to find him on the ground.
I'll have to find out who sent it to me, because it's one of those things where like once one person sent it to me, then it was like dozens of people were sending it to me.
It's funny because originally that song wasn't in it wasn't really even in my top 5. Like, it's not normally the type of song. I've written songs with similar messages, but as far as that sort of, like, I guess anthem format is what people are calling it. It's like an anthem. Like, that's not something I would normally write, but
it's an unlikely anthem.
yeah.
You know, insane times. It would be an unlikely anthem.
Yeah, I had no idea that song would react the way it did. At least in my case, I think the one thing that's helped me too is that my singing isn't the best, but I've never had any like vocal lessons or anything. So the way I sing is just the way I sing. And so like I think even the same way with her and other people, it's like it's maybe rough around the edges. It could be a little pitchy, or it's, you know, you're not using the right part of your face when you project and whatever. And so like on paper things aren't quite right, but I guess to another human it's like it sounds right, because it is what it is, you know.
It's authentic.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any right way to do anything. I mean, it's like
This nigga got 1 million. He got 1.1 million on the gram, y'all. I don't know if let me see. I'm pretty sure he been making music, but I don't know. It seems like this is the only video I'm seeing, bro. He probably was doing like, yo, the nigga got 1.1 M. Like, he lit for real. That's crazy, bro. Damn, man, you gotta give me the interview next, bro. You already, I mean, I understand Joe Rogan, I get that. I know he paid you handsomely, but I'm from Richmond, nigga. You from up? I don't want to say. Let me speak. I'm from Richmond. You know what I'm saying? So we got this a VA thing, bro. I just DM'd you. I'm gonna go under his post and say check your DM.
like you see it in everything. There's a person who violates the rules, and they're the best at it.
and then the rules almost morph into whatever that is. Like, it's funny, like with music. Yeah, music has, country in particular, but music in general has gotten way too wrapped up in like this algorithm of how many beats per minute it needs to have, and how many verses, and how they need to be layered. And it's like they've almost created this sort of like industry standard, like OSHA rule book of how music needs to be performed. And so like you can only do that so many thousands of times before people are like, okay, what else is there, you know?
Well, people like that too. That's the thing. There's a lot of damn people. There's a lot of people. The problem, I think, with a lot of people is they want you to like what they like. And if you don't like what they like, what you like sucks. It's funny like that, man. We're so tribal. We are tribal with our cell phones. You know, we're an Android or PC. You know, Android people
brands,
have to stick together. It's like we're so weird. We're so weird, but we're like that with our musical taste. We're like that with our cultural sensitivities, or our cultural sensibilities, rather. Like the way we feel about life and how life should be. We want everybody to kind of think along the ways that we think. It's very strange. And when a person like yourself gets labeled a right-wing
This nigga Joe Rogan. How old is fucking Joe Rogan, bro? Cause this nigga, hold on. I remember Joe Rogan on Fear Factor, right? Y'all know I'm 300 years old. I remember motherfucking Joe Rogan on Fear Factor with hair. He won't even. Listen, let me see something real quick. Let me do my homework in my J Mane voice. I want to see something. I just want to see something. Then I'm going to make my comment. Joe Rogan is 56. No homo. This nigga is cut like this nigga like an old nigga with the. He ain't old, not old, older. But he cut like, I think he trained maybe every day. I've seen some video of him train. I don't know if it's, I know he trains. I don't know his schedule, but I did see him power lifting and just all around calisthenics. I'm trying to be that type of 56-year-old nigga right there. I ain't gonna lie. You feel me? I just don't want to do heavy lifting. Heavy lifting make you gonna have to keep your titties gonna sag like Hulk Hogan. If you look at these old wrestlers and shit, Undertaker, these niggas, they got so buff up top from all that weight lifting, like so much weightlifting, that eventually the gravity, you know, it's like you have droopy titties as a man, and I'm cool on that. You feel me? And I'm not saying Joe Rogan got that. I'm just saying, because he doesn't. You can tell he ain't. Maybe them niggas on steroids. I don't know, but I know that when you bulk up top, it's not a good thing, because once you get older, you're gonna have to keep that shit up. Pause. And you know, as you get older, you lose energy, you lose. It's just certain. So are you gonna be able to like, or you know what I'm saying, like shit like that? So I don't know.
Left wing fanatic, like right out of the gate.
both in like a week and a half. Then yeah, at least I know I'm doing something right. Like to me.
Yeah, they're looking for your Biden campaign contributions now. They're going through your fucking taxes. It's the whole thing is so bonkers, man. Like, can't they just accept that you made a great song and people enjoy it?
Yeah.
Why does it why do people have to attack it?
Well, I think it's just for whatever reason I'm the subject matter the last couple weeks, and you know, in everyone's defense, I probably haven't. I've waited for this opportunity, I guess, to really have a real conversation with somebody about whatever it is I am. So people are just trying to find who's this Oliver Anthony guy and what is he and where does he work and who did he vote for and what's his family like and yada, because they want to sort of build this image of whatever it is that the person behind the song represents, for better or for worse.
Right.
The people who agree with it want to, you know, I don't know. It's really funny to watch on my end because obviously I know what's true and what's not, and so like just even what I've skimmed through of people sending me like singing at the Super Bowl, like how many people have formed an opinion about whether or not I should be paid to sing at the Super Bowl. Like I'm not singing at the Super Bowl. That's just somebody made up.
But see, that's the cost. That's the beauty of going that viral. Like all your shit instantly goes the fuck up. Like this nigga's on Joe Rogan, bro. I don't know if he had 1 million followers on Instagram last week before dropping this song, but I'm almost certain he didn't. And if I'm wrong, correct me. I'm sorry. I'm just saying because I would have pretty sure I would have heard something about him, or especially being from Virginia, especially being from Richmond. His name of his song is Richmond, north of Richmond. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta think I got Richmond tattooed on my arm. Like, so I would definitely something would have came through my algorithm. I'm following certain Reddits that are Richmond only Reddits, like you know what I mean. So I would have That's the beauty of going viral, bro. Hopefully he does the right thing with it. That's why I said I want to talk to him, yo. I want to talk to him, bro. If you watching this, Oliver Anthony, I would like to have a conversation with you on the channel, and just really, you know, represent for VA because you from Virginia. Not only you from around, you know, close to Richmond. I don't think you're exactly from Richmond, but north of Richmond, I guess. I don't know. That's what he's saying, right? Nonetheless, let's play this shit.
But you know, there's been hundreds of hours of people's time wasted probably talking about all these little like things that don't even exist. It's just somebody made them up and put them on the internet, and so I'm just letting them ride. I think it's great.
It's wild.
I just think it's great, like that. At least the last couple of weeks, I've been able to entertain everyone and get everyone's mind off like all the other horrible stuff that's going on in the world right now. Like, at least everybody can have a good laugh, you know. So,
well, I mean, it's a subject of discussion. So like everybody is getting involved, and somehow or another it became cultural. And then there was Dwight from The Office.
Oh yeah,
he chimed in that if he was going to write a cultural anthem, what did he say? Something like he wouldn't write about overweight people on welfare. He would write about billionaires and their taxes.
Yeah,
there is nothing funnier than millionaires talking shit about billionaires. There is nothing funnier about millionaires pretending these billionaires are out of touch.
Oh yeah.
And then, you know, take Dwight from The Office down to West Virginia. You know, take him through those coal mining countries. Take him through those places in Appalachia where people have extreme poverty. And pills have ravished those areas. Take him through there.
And it's everywhere. Yeah, the sad thing is it's everywhere now. It's not.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. People right off the get-go, I guess because it was Radio WV that posted the original video, but like I've never once advertised myself as being necessarily from the mountains. My grandfather grew up in western part of Virginia in the mountains, but I'm from Farmville, which is technically Piedmont. But even throughout
Hold on. Hold on.
But I'm from Farmville, which is technically Piedmont. But even throughout rural Virginia, that poverty is a big issue and drugs are a big issue. And I mean, it's not just even in the rural areas. You go into downtown Richmond or any downtown anywhere for that matter.
Yeah, Richmond. I think Joe Rogan think he's from West Virginia. No, he's from Richmond. He's from Virginia. He's from Farmville. That's where, if you know Lady of Rage, if you ever heard of, if y'all do your motherfucking homework on Lady of Rage, was signed to Death Row. I rock rough and stuff with my afro. That's where she from. I guess that's north of Richmond because Farmville is the same area code. Shout out to all my Farmville niggas. But yeah, Lady of Rage is from Farmville. So I was about to say, hold on, what the fuck? Wait, okay, cool.
It's almost like these problems exist everywhere now that are, and I mean obviously they are, because that's why the song resonated the way it did. The problem for me was I knew that I needed to do this. Like I knew I needed to. I procrastinated with music a long time. I mean, I'm 31. I've been playing guitar and singing on and off since I was a kid. Like my grandma was in a band years ago, and so I remember as a little kid, what got me interested in all of it was going, Dukes of Hazzard when I was a kid. I was like 5, and I used to sit with my grandma, and we'd sit and watch Dukes of Hazzard and watch Waylon Jennings pick that guitar. Of course, I had no idea who Waylon Jennings was, but that just I just fell in love with that, and so grew up listening to like that 70s country, and she loved all the old stuff like the 50s and 60s, and even in the 70s, even Janis and all that. And so like she really introduced me a lot into music when I was a little kid, and so like I just kind of held on to it, but never pursued it the way I should. And then I'd play at a bonfire party, or I'd play at whatever, it's a friend's house, and everybody's like, man, you got to do something with this. You don't want to waste this talent you've got and whatever. And that would almost make me feel even shittier, because I'm like, oh man, I suck. Like I'm such a piece of crap for not doing something with this. And so yeah, like when I was outside of work, it's like I'd drink, I'd get just absolutely stoned, and I would just sit around and try to think about anything.
Yeah, if y'all ain't know, weed is legal in VA, nigga. You feel me? Even before that, we was get down. You understand me? But yeah, we smoke out here, and we get tattoos. The 3 things about Virginia: crime, weed, and tattoos.
But what it was that I really needed to be doing, which was like. And so it's kind of like funny, but that's ended up what kind of sparked me into like writing all these songs and doing all this stuff, because it's like I don't know, just like with you, probably with what you do, jiu-jitsu or whatever, it's like for me, songwriting it gets my head, like you said, getting your head clear, because that's all you can. Songwriting is interesting for different people, but now that I've been in the industry for 2 weeks, and I've talked to like
now that you've been in the industry and conquered it.
Now that I'm an industry expert, it's like some of the other musicians I've talked to, like the people I've looked up to over the years, they experience this too. But certain people, when you songwrite, it's a very it's dramatic. Like
do you write all your own songs?
Yeah, but it's.
Have you been accused of not writing your own songs?
Very early on, yeah, because since I guess it's not even my stage name, it's Oliver Anthony Music, and so it's supposed to represent music from, Oliver Anthony Music is my grandfather, and so he grew up in the 30s in the mountains and used to tell all these wild stories about how life was back then, but the music's just sort of a characterization of like that period in time and those people, and that's. So yeah, when
so your real name is not Oliver?
Christopher Anthony Lunsford is my real legal name.
What the fuck? That's like Travis Scott. Travis Scott that's not his real name. That's like Jamie Foxx. That's not his real name. That's crazy. I mean, his shit is kind of the same. It's like he took his granddad's first name and added it to Kevin Gates. That's not. I think his real name is Kevin, but Gates is not. You know what I'm saying? I mean, IQ Shaheed. The fuck am I talking about? Yeah, it's like an infusion of like your real name and like another name. You know what I'm saying?
And so that's what's on like if you look up the songwriting.
Why did you decide to sing as Oliver Anthony? Just in
well, like I said, I have it. I just had the YouTube channel listed as Oliver Anthony Music, just because like that's sort of the demeanor or the, like I said, the character I was like that older Virginia style music.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you go on YouTube and you look up that type of music from back then, like those old recordings of people, like that's what I just love that type of stuff.
Do you think you're going to keep that name?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people still call me Chris, and I've posted on social media, call me whatever. I mean, I've been called a lot worse than either of those things, but yeah, it'll stay Oliver Anthony Music indefinitely. Yeah, it's a special name, and it's a special name to me not only because it was my grandfather's name, but it's sort of like, to me, it reminds me of how different things were back then. But he was born Oliver Anthony, but everybody called him Anthony growing up, and so like. He always thought his name was Anthony Oliver, and last name Engel. And so, like, it wasn't until he was in his 60s and going to retire, he realized that his name didn't match his birth certificate. So he had to actually change his legal name when he was in his 60s. But it's because
he
back
thought his
then,
name was Anthony Oliver?
Yeah, and so
his whole life.
But
this nigga thought his name was Anthony Oliver until he was 60. That's crazy, bro. Picture you get 60 and that's not your name. whole time. That's like, that might be traumatizing.
Legal name was, and so it's and his parents named him. So it's just like, but all the paperwork back then was so scattered up because a lot of people were illiterate, and of course documents weren't tracked as well as they are now, and so it's like there's people in the family that have a different spelling and it's the same last name but a few letters are different and stuff, but it's just kind of cool, like but he just thought that was crazy. He had to change his name when he was 65 so he could draw his retirement and all because his social security and everything was under a totally different name. But
that's crazy.
So it's just special to me. He's like the only other one in the family like me. Most of our family's like average height, 6 feet and under, but he and I were both 6'6", redheaded, left-handed. Like I don't know. In a lot of ways, I thought it was special to kind of respect him. He passed away in 2019, and that's kind of when I guess that's when I first kind of adapted the name for the music. I didn't really get serious with anything until probably
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, until a couple weeks ago. Probably until I think I uploaded the first original. Like when I decided I was in it to win it, and I really wanted to make this thing happen. It was probably May of last year when I uploaded Ain't Got a Dollar, or it might have been Rich Man's Gold was the first one I uploaded on YouTube. But that's when I decided, like, all right, I'm doing this thing. But yeah,
so you were just smoking too much weed, drinking too much, and just procrastinating.
Yeah. And so that, and like anxiety is definitely something that's underestimated. I used to but I used to just not really understand when people talked about mental health and anxiety, because everyone gets stressed out over stuff, and so you think of anxiety as being just like this normal phenomenon everyone deals with, but your mind can really put you in a dark place to where that thing it just holds on to you like a and it just makes it very difficult for you to do anything. And so I spent at least 2 years of my life almost constantly just having what felt like just a knot right here, just wrenching at me.
Well, that's especially true for people that are pursuing a non-traditional life, that doesn't have any guarantees. It's a wild life to try to be an entertainer.
Yes, it is, y'all. It is. Before you want to be an entertainer, rapper, screamer, YouTuber, anything that's unconventional, not going to a job and clocking in, my nigga, trust me when I tell y'all see the ups and downs I go through, nigga. I just got demonetized for no fucking, and I didn't even do it. Like, you feel me? So it's like, when you sign up for this shit, you gotta know you signing up for like, it's a lock. It's like a marriage. You know what I'm saying? Or you can just be a regular motherfucker, which is cool too. You know what I'm saying? Regular motherfuckers don't know how good they got it made. You work at a regular job, you're for sure going to get this amount of money check on this day. It don't matter if you didn't work that hard that day, you kind of bullshitted that day. If we don't work hard, we don't grind, we don't turn profit, we don't make, we fucked. You know what I'm saying? We fucked. As independent entrepreneurs, period. Artists, whatever entrepreneurial shit you're doing. You know what I mean? Because that's what it is you're a business if you being an artist. You're the business. You see what I'm saying? Just keep that in mind, man.
Just to choose to try to make it in this wild world of people that are singing and making songs, and you want people to pay attention to you. Like, do you know how many fucking people are singing? Yeah. How many people can sing? How many people are recording things? And now with YouTube and the like, how many people are putting stuff up on the internet for other people to enjoy? It's a lot. Well, the idea that you're going to stand out. So that you're filled with anxiety just because of that, because this future's uncertain.
Yeah, I think for me, a lot of the anxiety came from me just feeling like I was running out of time.
Damn, that was a good ass little clip. I ain't gonna lie. Shout out Joe Rogan. I ain't even subscribed to that shit. I don't subscribe to Joe Rogan, but I do. I'm not gonna act like I never watched Joe Rogan before. I'm not gonna do that, but I don't know. Maybe I need to start looking back at Joe Rogan. His shit just be fucking 4 hours long, but he's actually, in my opinion, Joe Rogan is probably the number one podcaster, bro. Like, and he's been doing it longer than literally everybody, bro. Pretty much, longer than Joe Buttons. Maybe the Breakfast Club, but that's more of a radio show. You see what I'm saying? But Joe Rogan been doing this shit. But man, shout out to Oliver Anthony, nigga. Let's do that interview, my brother. Damn, he went viral in one day. Can you imagine just posting one video and going super, like, going viral all over the entire? That's a motherfucker. That's a content creator's dream right there. Or artist. You see your shirt? You know what I'm saying? Y'all let me know what you think though, man. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Shout out to Virginia 2 Up 2 Down. I'm God.